Today on the Prude's Guide to Intimacy, class is in session once again, and we are going to discuss how to prevent them babies. Stay tuned. Intimacy.
Yeah.
What's up, people? Welcome back.
Do it through a text message. You can do it through an email. And
what is consent even? Ready to go.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Prude's Guide to Intimacy. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Amanda, and today we're going to talk about contraception. So last week we talked about protective measures when it comes to sex and protecting yourself from STIs, STDs, and pregnancy. But today we are going to talk about contraception. So let me get these glasses off just in case it's a little glare on my, glasses. And you like, what's that on your eye? Think I'll stay? Maybe not. We'll see. Okay. All right. So the difference between contraceptive measures and just regular protection, so condoms, is that contraception prevents conception. So contraception prevents you from making or having a baby. So that's why I like to call them baby blockers. So when it comes to condoms, no matter what type of condom or protective measure you use, whether it's a dental dam, the traditional male condom, or an internal condom, those also help to prevent you from contracting STDs and STIs. But contraceptive measures only prevent pregnancy. So they do not, hear me please, they do not prevent you from contracting an STD or STI. They only prevent pregnancy, okay? So when it comes to contraception, you have a plethora of options. And today we are going to talk about IUDs, the pill, the NuvaRing, the Depo Shot, and the Implant. So first, we're going to talk about the IUD. So the IUD stands for intrauterine device. Basically, it's a device they put in your uterus. Usually that happens when a person who has a period goes to the doctor. You have to go to the doctor while on your cycle to get the IUD inserted. I know, gives me the heebie-jeebies myself. So when it comes to the IUD, there are two different versions. So you have the copper IUD and you have a hormonal IUD. So the copper IUD, more commonly known as Paragard, has no hormones and it can be left in for up to 12 years. Okay, so that means you don't have to take any birth control or anything, but for 12 years it just sits in there and it does its thing and it helps to prevent pregnancy. So the next one that you have is the hormonal IUD, and the hormone that it has is progestin. So what progestin does is that it thickens the cervical mucus, which prevents sperm from meeting the egg. So this is why I call it baby blockers, right? Because the cervix mucus gets so thick that the sperm can't really maneuver to the egg, even though the egg and the sperm meet each other. But another video for another day again. So most birth control, hormonal birth control, has progestin. So they either just have progestin or they have progestin and estrogen. And estrogen works together with progestin. Estrogen and progestin work together to prevent the egg from meeting the sperm. So the different types of hormonal IUDs that you have are Mirena. So Mirena can be left in for up to 7 years. Kyleena can be kept in for up to 5 years. Lolita can be kept in for up to 7 years. Then you have Skyla, which can be kept in for up to 3 years. And at any time you feel that you are ready to have a baby, you can just go to the doctor and you can go get it removed. So the next form of contraception is the pill, which is more commonly used because it's easily acceptable. I'm not easily acceptable, easily accessible. So you just go to the doctor, I want to do the pill, and get your prescription, and you can possibly just get it that day. So the pill has estrogen and progestin, and you take the pill every day. Take the pill every single day at the same time. So the only thing with the pill is remembering to take it every day at the same time. So I know when I started birth control when I was a little younger, my gynecologist recommended that I just take it before bed every night. So it's an easy way to remember to take it. And the pill there are so many different versions of the pill that I'm not even going to try to name them all in this video. But they have some pills that are the regular length of your period, but then they have some that go a little longer because some people say that medically we don't need periods. So they have some that, prevent you from having a period, probably except for like once or twice a year. So, but before you start any type of birth control, definitely talk to your doctor and let them tell you what's best for you. So the next thing we have is the NuvaRing. Again, the NuvaRing has progestin and estrogen. So it's a little ring. I think it's about this big, but it fits right there at your cervix. Right there at your cervix. And you insert it into the vagina. What people do, they lay on their back and they insert it into their vagina. So the ring has those hormones in it. And you actually have to keep the NuvaRing in your refrigerator. It has to stay at a certain temperature when you get it, and all these different things with the NuvaRing. So with the NuvaRing, you replace it every 3 to 6 weeks, depending on your period. The next one that we have is the Depo Shot. Depo Shot gets a bad rep because people get the Depo Shot and their experience is that they blow up, as they like to say, with the Depo Shot, but it's another good alternative for some people for birth control. So the thing with the Depo Shot is that you just have to get a shot every 12 to 13 weeks. And again, this is another hormonal version of contraception. So the last one that we're going to talk about is the implant. So the birth control implant goes right here into your arm. You get it inserted at the doctor's office, and you can kind of feel it, but not too much. And once they insert it, your arm is a little swollen, but after that, it goes down. So what the implant does is that it releases a little bit of birth control a day. So this is another form of birth control like NuvaRing, the shot, and the IUD, to where you don't have to remember yourself to take the birth control every day. So the implant is progestin only. That's the only hormone that it has. And the different types of the birth control implant are Implanon and Nexplanon, and those last for up to 5 years. So you have it in your arm for up to 5 years. So with anything, any type of medication, of course, what works for your friend isn't going to work for you. What worked for your last partner obviously isn't going to work for your current partner. So make sure that when you are choosing your birth controls that you have a very good conversation with your doctor, with your gynecologist. Ask them a lot of questions because, sometimes people have reactions to birth control. Birth control gets a bad rep sometimes from some people. But if you are trying to prevent pregnancy while not using natural forms to prevent pregnancies, such as pulling out or trying to keep track of your ovulation schedule or different things like that, contraceptive measures that are hormonal or maybe non-hormonal, if you want to use the IUD, maybe those are best for you. So if you have any more questions about contraception or protection, make sure that you slide into my DMs at the Prude's Guide on Instagram, or you just leave any questions that you have below. And make sure that you like, share, and subscribe this video if you enjoyed it. And that's it for today on the Prude's Guide to Intimacy, and I will see you later.